Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Have You Heard? And we're going back to 1970 today, and we're going back to Jethro Tull. And here we have my faithful original Masters compilation of all their early hits. We're going to be doing The Witch's Promise. Now, I had this on 7-inch single on vinyl. In fact, I had Living in the Past, The Witch's Promise, Sweet Dream, and Life's a Long Song. I was so proud of having all four of those early non-album singles, but I can only find Life's a Long Song nowadays. I did have the others. Anyway, this was the final non-album single. Of course, it later appeared on Living in the Past, which was a kind of a compilation and a mop-up of everything that they had done. But this is, the last non-album single before they took the decision to just release either extracts from albums, in the case of Thick as a Brick, or songs from albums as singles. And it's great. It really is good. And it's kind of like the old era of Jethro Tull, and we'll talk about that afterwards. But it was released in January of 1970, so a good 56 years ago. And I thought it was brilliant. Just like all the other early Jethro Tull singles. I didn't buy the albums, I just bought the singles. There you go. I was only 16. You can't buy everything, can you, when you're 16 years of age? But anyway, let's listen to the song first of all. I've got it all lined up and ready. The Witch's Promise. It got to number 4 in the UK. It didn't chart in the US, but never mind. Number 4 in the UK, and they were there front and centre on Top of the Pops in January later that month on television, creating quite a stir with the one-legged flute playing and all of that stuff. Okay, Witch's Promise from Jethro Tull.
Lend me your ear while I call you a fool. You were kissed by a witch one night in the wood, and later insisted your feelings were true. Witch's promise was coming, believing he listened while laughing you flew. Leaves spotting red, yellow, brown, all over the same. And the love you had found lay outside in the rain. Washed clean by the water, but nursing its pain. The witch's promise was coming, and you're looking elsewhere for your own selfish gain. more, but you've already had your share. Oh, it's just promises turning, so don't you wait up for him, he's going to be late.
Oh, it's so great listening to that again. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And I mean, I haven't heard it in a while. And it's certainly very folky and pastoral, isn't it? Not much electric guitar at all there. I'm not too sure what Martin was doing, probably playing acoustic. There's plenty of acoustic stuff going on there. And you always tend to think that Ian is playing that finger picking acoustic guitar. But I'm sure Martin was probably in there as well. And of course, this was the four-piece band, so the bass section was Glenn Cornick on bass and Clive Bunker on drums. And um, yeah, it wasn't that long before they would go. Was it just after the third album, which was released just after this, that they would move on? Glenn Cornick would move on to form Wild Turkey, and Clive Bunker eventually played punk rock with Generation X and Billy Idol. How about that? That's a bit of a change. Um, Interesting from a personnel point of view for this particular song is it's the first one that John Evan plays on. John Evan, the keyboard player, and who was, I think, Ian's flatmate. and he had, of course, his own band, the John Evan Band. And Ian invited him to come in and play some piano on the track, and also Mellotron, the only single by Jethro Tull to have Mellotron on it. And they hardly ever used Mellotron at all, ever in their career. But this was such a great example of Mellotron. Very nice, very tasteful, and just giving an orchestral backdrop to that folky kind of song. But I just loved John Evans playing when initially, after the kind of wavering John Anderson verse stroke chorus, there's a kind of an arpeggio on the guitar, and then the piano comes in for the next verse, and it just builds a little bit, doesn't it? Provides really tasteful depth to that music. It's a great song, really, really good. And of course, John Evan would then join the band. I think after this particular single, he was asked to join, and he played a really important part in defining Jethro Tull in the 70s as one of the great 70s bands. Really good. Yeah. What do you think of Jethro Tull and The Witch's Promise? The four singles, I think, define that early 18 months, 2 years, 69, 70, and then of course by 71, Aqualung was released, and everything sort of shifted up a gear, didn't it, with Aqualung? They had, I think, played the Isle of Wight festival. They had started selling much bigger halls and bigger venues, and of course Aqualung got them into the big time, and then Thick as a Brick from then onwards, and one of the great progressive rock bands, but progressive in a much different way to all of the others. This was lovely. This was fun. So please, in the comments, let me know what you think of this particular song. Did you buy it at the time? I'm guessing lots of Jethro Tull fans would have this on the Living in the Past double album. Um, but yeah, I first heard it as a single. It's great. So let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're up to 580 subscribers this morning. Number 580 came on board. Um, wow, I can't believe it. And I'll be putting more content onto the Patreon um, channel in the next 48 hours. So some of it will be free to all, so that you can have a little look at it and see what you think. Um, See whether it's any different to the YouTube one. Probably not too much, but hopefully I'm trying to just relax a little bit, and if I make a few mistakes, then oh, we're amongst friends. But we'll see. Thank you very much for having watched today. It's The Witch's Promise. It's Jethro Tull. And today, in a very, very hot United Kingdom, we've been listening to Ian Anderson and the boys. And tomorrow will be Friday, so it'll be a Yes Friday. Which song will I play? Interesting. We shall see. But until then, I look forward to seeing you then. But have a great day. Until then, cheers, everybody.